counselor at this program really helped out a lot, helped me identify what my problems were, and more importantly, it helped show me how to improve on them over time. It's not about what progress I have made, but what progress I have the capability to make, which is good because I'm actually taking something away from this class. And overall, I've enjoyed the class. In an area that lacked even a single asphalt highway, this was the best dirt road we'd yet encountered. Smooth and tempered by generations.
Okay, that's enough of reading. Roman said that he could see that you were kind of having a problem with every word.
Okay, on TV, there is an older man talking to a younger man. The older man seems to be trying to teach him a lesson, or chewing him out. They quit talking now, and there's people eating the chicken. Now there's a girl on stage performing. Now there's more girls. Now there's a woman shopping for clothes. She's shopping with her friends. Now there's another commercial of a woman cooking or making a sandwich with Nutella, and her little kid is eating it. And so is the velocity and power of the hit ripped his entire arm off. Blood arced over him as the impact blew him off his feet. His body disappeared over the ridgeline. Hell yeah, somebody shouted. It was time to call Captain Die and deluge the enemy with our 105s. Black Hawk 6, this is Black Hawk 3-6. Go ahead 3-6. Die's soft voice came across crystal clear this time. My voice competed with the sound of the gunfire, but I was able to give him our latest grade coordinates and update him our situation. Copy that 3-6. Am I good to start firing in direct? Roger that 6.
Did you make any mistakes?
No.
No. So 100% correct, right? How would you grade your reading?
I would give it an A.
Okay, can you tell back what you read about?
Yes. There's a sniper on top of a hill, and he was shooting at a man on the edge of a ridge. And he fired at first, and he missed. He hit the ground right behind the target. And then he adjusted a knob on a scope, so his aim was on. And he shot again, hit the man in his shoulder, and the power of the impact tore off his entire arm. And they called it in to report to their captain, which is in control of them, and pretty much said that the mission was a success. Asked permission to proceed. Right now, it is showing people snowboarding. It's very cold there. The people there have lots of equipment on, lots of gear. Showing the first place, second place, and third place participants. Showing people at the beginning, snow sea. They're racing on a snow course. They're going pretty fast. They're sliding back and forth in between flags. They are going pretty fast. There's snow everywhere. It's pretty white. The guy on the right just crossed the finish line. He slid in. Well, I've been stuttering since I was a little kid, pretty much all my life. And I've tried a lot of classes, I guess, or tricks and tips or tools or whatever to try to help, and none of them have helped. And I saw this on y'all's website, and I went to YouTube and watched a bunch of videos of the before and after. Mm-hmm. I saw that it did actually work, so that got me interested, and I wanted to take the class, but I wasn't sure, so I thought, well, maybe I could do it on my own if I really tried. I kept trying and trying. I just couldn't, so one day I was like, what if I got to lose? Or it's more like, what have I got to gain? I gain the ability to speak. I could gain my speech back. So I just decided to take it. I can't remember the exact age. I just remember I've been stuttering for as long as I can remember. I mean, I don't remember a point where I didn't stutter. So, according to my mom, it started when I was about 3 years old, which is when my parents got a divorce, actually. I'm not sure if maybe that was where it started, or I just can't remember. But every day of my life has been a constant struggle, constant things, whether it's speaking in front of people at school, or just talking to my friends, talking to my parents, trying to order something over the phone, try to order food at a restaurant. It just kind of affects every aspect of your life. It kind of holds you back, holds back your personality. You can't really show people who you truly are, simply because you express who you are through your words, your communication to others. People may think you're slow or stupid, or when actually you're not. That's very frustrating, because people tell you not to care what other people think of you, but naturally you do. And it lowers your self-esteem a little bit. It's also just very frustrating when you need to get something done, like over the phone or something. You need to make an important cell phone call, and you just can't, because you can't say the words. Yes. I like speaking to other people now.
Yes. No, I'm asking right now at this moment, because have you noticed any mistakes?
I've noticed small mistakes, but nothing that would impact what I'm trying to say. It's just small things I need to work on. I visited multiple speech pathologists. I've tried getting over it on my own. Tried reading to my mom every night to see if it improved. I tried speaking in front of people, and I just didn't see results from any of those methods. Mm-hmm. Because I was making the same mistakes over and over again. I was just in different situations. They were just trying to they would tell you things like to slow down and to breathe. Can't remember a lot of what they taught me. I was just a little kid, but it didn't really help much. I remember that. That's why my parents quit sending me to it. Can't remember a whole lot of it.
Yeah, I guess you don't remember because it didn't really help you. There was nothing to remember. How difficult was it to get through the program?
I wouldn't say it was very difficult. You just had to relearn a lot of things, retrain yourself to speak the right way.
Was it any techniques that you were taught? Anything artificial, breathing, or I don't know, anything else like that?
No, there's nothing artificial, just the natural way to speak, the natural rules of speaking.
How about your speech now? How can you estimate your own speaking now?
It's very good. It's very improved. I can speak more clearly now, more fluent. I went to go see my friend on CQ duty, and I dropped off some energy drinks because it's a 24-hour shift, so you need something to keep you awake.
Yeah.
And I stopped and I talked with them for a little bit. I talked great.
Did your friend notice any changes in your speech?
Yeah, because I told him I was taking this class. And he could tell that it was helping. He could tell that my speech had improved. And there was another person there. I told him I was taking class because I had a stutter. He was like, "Well, you don't seem like you stutter." I'm like, "That's because I've been taking the class."
Okay, that's great.
I called my mom. I called her twice that evening, actually. And I talked to her for about an hour the first time, and about an hour and a half the second time.
Great. Who was doing the talking, your mom or you?
It was mostly me, actually. But we were just kind of going back and forth, just having a conversation.
Wow.
Seems like for the first time.
For the first time, what? Ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a normal conversation.
Yeah. Great. So any compliments your mom gave you? What did she say about your speech?
She said that she could tell it was helping, that it was nice just to be able to talk to me, because she knew before it made me uncomfortable. So it wasn't the same. And it was nice just to have an actual conversation. And like I said, we talked for an hour and a half, which is like the longest I've ever talked on the phone.
With your own mom, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The problem was I was just trying too hard to talk. I think it should be... From taking this class, I've learned that speech is just natural. It shouldn't take much effort. And it's easy to say that right now. I think the problem was I just wasn't comfortable with it. I wasn't sure how speech worked, I guess. I didn't know the natural rules of it.
Yeah. Natural rules. So now, how are you feeling about yourself now? So not just about your speech, but about yourself now.
Happier, I guess, because speech was the main problem in my life. And now I have the ability to control it and speak like a normal person. So that feels pretty good.
What have you learned about controlling of your speech?
Controlling. I've learned that your speech is up to you to produce your voice and make the movements with your tongue and lips and concentrate. And I can tell it is going to take a little practice, but not a lot of practice. It's already coming pretty easy with only 3 days of learning.
So when you're telling me that it's going to take some practice, what do you mean? Practice doing what?
Practice your attention by keeping your attention on your speech at all times, not letting it slip. Practice releasing your voice. Just make it natural. Don't try to release it. Just let it come out. Mm-hmm. And practice on your words with all the movements. Mm-hmm. Like me reading the dictionary and breaking down words and saying them. Mm-hmm. To put them in my memory.
So I don't want you to give too many details because people that are not familiar with our program are going to become confused, or they're going to become trying to do it on their own. Do you think they can do it on their own without a leading teacher?
No, because I think every person who stutters has a different issue, has another problem.
Yeah.
It's not all the same thing. You can't just use one single process to cure all stuttering.
Right. So how was the whole program worked? What did we begin with you?
You begin with just explaining the 3 things you need to speak, which are your voice, your memory, and your speech apparatus. And then proceeding by working with sounds, with movements of words in your lips and tongue. Mm-hmm. And practice putting together movements to make words. And proceeded into...
Was it a natural way of moving of your speech apparatus or anything artificial?
Yes, everything doesn't take much effort at all. You just have to learn how to control it.
Yeah, and you have to know how to do it, right? How to move your speech apparatus correctly. Okay, what are you feeling when you have to call somebody?
It's a lot easier than before when I stuttered. Because when I stuttered, I wasn't even getting my message across. And now I am getting my message across. It's just a matter of how crisp and clear it is. And I can always improve on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Could you call anybody on your own?
Not really. It was always a struggle. And if I did, it'd take a long time.
Yeah, and what would you be feeling before the phone call?
Be really nervous and already thinking about how I was going to screw up.
Yep. Okay, so what
on exactly the words I was going to screw up on.
Yeah, you kind of were predicting, right?
Yeah.
Your behaviors. Yeah. Okay, so make a phone call. Are you nervous now?
Just a little bit, but not even...
Yeah, because it's a habit.
That's how it was before.
Yeah, it's a habit. A little bit nervous. Okay. But you know what to do.
Not even sure who this is.
Hey, how you doing today? Thanks for calling Real Up. I'm going to speak with differently. This is George. How can I help you?
This is where again, sir?
Real Up, sir.
Yes. Hello, my name is Connor. I was calling to see if y'all are going to be busy this afternoon around 6 o'clock.
Around 6?
Yes.
Right now we're not busy, but we really can't tell if we're going to be busy by 6. But typically on Sunday, it starts to die down. Around 6 o'clock, we get a big rush right after church. And probably around 4 o'clock, we get to slow down a little. So I can't say that it's going to be like that specifically on Sunday. That's not right.
So I'd be okay not making a reservation?
Oh, we just more so on the first come, first serve basis. We really don't take reservations.
Alright.
Okay. But if you want to call back around like 5:30, see if we have anybody here, you can get a feel for it down.
Okay. Cool. Thank you very much. Alright, well.
So how was your phone call?
It was really good, except at the very end, I want to say thank you.
What did you do when... Did you make a mistake? Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn it off. Connor, what would you recommend to other people who stutter, who are kind of sitting around, asking questions on Facebook, calling me on Skype, trying to get as much information as possible and to do it on their own? What would you recommend them?
I would say if you're trying to do it on your own, it's probably going to be a long, hard path that you shouldn't try to do anything that's artificial. And obviously there's only one natural way to do it. And this program shows you that way.
Yeah, that's the only way. That's right. You know, our policy is, once you are not a stutterer, you have to leave the world of stuttering once and for all. We do not recommend our graduates communicate with anybody who stutters. We do recommend you communicate with people that you can copy your speech from, that you can, you know, those people that could be role models for you. And obviously, stutterers are not. So please, talk to anybody you want to now, so they wouldn't email you, text you, Facebook you with their questions. Just tell them what you want to tell them.
I would say that I've seen a lot of speech pathologists in my life, not seen any results. If I did, they were only temporary. I saw results in their office. When I left, I was right back to square one. I think stuttering was a big issue, but it was an unnecessary issue, and it needed to be fixed. So, and speaking should be very natural, and to stutters it's not. It's very hard, and it shouldn't be. And obviously I know what it's like to stutter, and it sucks. So I would recommend anyone taking this program just to try it out if you'd like to get rid of your stuttering. Just give it a chance, because before I was pretty skeptical about it. I wasn't sure if it was the real thing. And I took it, and it was just a totally different approach from anything else I'd ever tried. And it was a new approach. And I saw results after the first class. And that's it. It's a speech therapist.
Yeah.
I think their intentions are good. I just don't think they know the correct way. They're trying to make artificial ways. They're trying to make a cure. There's no cure. You just have to learn how to speak, not try to find a way around it, because there are no ways around it. There's only one way to speak.
And only one way to learn to speak, through your own education, self-developing your speech, following the role models, following the right way of speaking. You have to learn it, right? What is your plan for now in your life regarding your speech?
Plan is continue to improve it every day, in every situation I can, and to one day become a very good speaker.